Dead Space is a sci-fi horror game set in the distant future. We are on a Planet Cracker class ship. In the far future, Earth's resources have all been depleted, and humanity has to go out into the distant galaxy and essentially mine entire planets to get what they need to survive. And this is one of the ships doing that, and it goes dark on a regular mission. Not terribly unusual, so they just send out a regular engineer, Isaac Clarke, to fix it. And when he gets out there, he figures out that it's far from just the comms array going down. Right, and everything you see in the background is exactly what's been going on the ship. Well, I don't want to give away too much in the game, but like one of the first things that happens is he can't leave. Like the ship he gets on kind of crashes with his crew to get on the Ishimura in the first place. They do spend a lot of the first act trying to get off the ship, but they pretty much realize pretty quickly it's not going to happen. So we tried really hard to make it feel like you are on a ship in space. So gravity can go out at any time. The air can go out at any time. It can depressurize. You can be in both 0G and airless at any point. So yeah, his suit has to be able to deal with that, and those are also features you can upgrade. The suit is a standard issue suit for an engineer on a mining vessel. It's actually upgradable, so there's different versions of it. What you're seeing though is a fairly standard issue for almost everybody in the universe of Dead Space. The rig on his back, which is where those pips are, those blue pips, is his health. So kind of like a scuba gear air timer, you're meant to be seen by your buddies to see what your air is like, or in this case to see what your health is like. If an explosion happens on the mining ship, everyone can see what shape everybody else is in. And then that way we're actually able to put most of the HUD in the game as well. So his suit also contains on his wrist, you'll see a HUD, holographic HUD for his ammo count. And then you also see his stasis devices on the back, an ammo counter, and he also has an air timer in the back. So pretty much his suit carries all the information that he needs. If you go into the inventory, you also see that he's able to project into the real world all the information you need about what he's carrying, key items, everything he needs to use. There's a map in there. Your objectives and all the logs you've collected are all sort of projected in this real-time space. So the suit's very important for the game. Isaac actually was deployed to the Ishimura previously, and some of the people that are on it are people that are, well, his girlfriend for one is actually stationed on the ship. He's actually searching for her as he goes. There are other characters that he's been familiar with, other engineering friends. So it turns out that he actually probably, some of the crew he's worked with before, and now they're all converted into this reanimated dead flesh. I mean, this is absolutely not Star Trek. It's not carpeted and comfortable with nice lights and an executive area. It's not at all safe, ever. It's very much like a very fragile oil rig in space, and what can go wrong does go wrong on a ship that's fragile. So with all this going on and everyone trying to survive before you got there, the ship is in a really bad state. So what's scary is you may at any moment be at risk of being blown out into space, or the ship might be at any risk of falling out of orbit, or you may be exposed to things you shouldn't be exposed to. It's nice. We really use space to really amp up the terror quite a bit. We're survival horror, so we don't have a tremendous amount of defenses, right? The epitome of the whole idea is you're a scared little person with a knife and you really can't do anything. We don't really have that. He's obviously got enough of the mining tools he's converted into weapons. So a lot of what would have been defenses we've kind of taken away from you. You cannot pause the game to go in and get health and get ammo and change weapons and do all these other things you can do in a game. That fantasy doesn't exist. So really your only defense is mostly the stasis device to sort of freeze things and get control, and then strategic dismemberment to sort of take out their legs and keep them from coming at you quite so fast. So it's kind of the gameplay that ends up being very offensive to be defensive. Dead Space will be coming out October 21st. Look for it on Xbox 360 and PS3 and PC.